Hi everybody, Mr. Politics here, and welcome to another video. EUs attack on free speech. Well, it looks like that the EU are gonna go ahead on attacking, stopping the people of the EU right to free speech. They've got some digital act that they are going to pass, and it's going to curtail the European people's right to free speech who live in Europe. This is rather sinister, isn't it? What the EU are going to do. They're going to take away the rights of the people European people, right to free speech away from them. They want to censor them, in other words. They want to censor the people of Europe, to stop them spreading so-called disinformation and hate speech. They want to stop people who live in Europe to posting mean words about other people's religion, especially the Muslims, the bearded ones, who are always complaining, aren't they, about their religion under attack. Well, it looks like that the EU are going to bend the knee to them and stop people's right to free speech. And they're trying to censor people. This is not going to go down well with the people of Europe. The people of Europe are not going to like this, their right to free speech being taken away. And what do the EU commissioners mean by removing the right to free speech? Like I've just said, mean words. That's what they don't like, mean words. What it is that the likes of van der Leyen, or whatever her name is, the Commissioner of the EU, she doesn't like all the mean words that's been spoke about her. She doesn't like it, and that goes for the rest of the rabble in the EU. All the rest of the EU commissioners, they don't like it. They don't like anybody criticising their beloved EU, their project, EU project. They don't like it. They want people censored. They don't like hearing criticism. Of course, not only they don't like hearing criticism, they don't like democracy. The EU doesn't believe in democracy, does it? It doesn't like the word. It hates democracy. It wants to enforce their views on the people of Europe. In other words, if this act goes through, you will do as you are told, and you will not say a word about us. We want you to be quiet. And it could lead, of course, if you say the wrong word about anything, especially the EU Commission, there's a good chance that you could be arrested for daring to criticise the EU Commission. Of course, they don't like that, do they? But let's hope that this doesn't go through, because after all, the EU is supposed to be democracy, and like I've just said, they don't believe in democracy. In other words, they want dictatorship. They want to take people's right to free speech away. I mean, we've got the same problem in this country with Tier Keir, haven't we? He's cracking down on free speech. He doesn't like free speech. He's another one that can't stand criticism. They're all becoming dictators. They're all becoming dictators, and it's somehow they've got to be stopped. But how do you do it? How do you stop a juggernaut like the EU from being stopped? Well, there's not much you can do, but I do know why the EU commissioners are in a panic because of Donald Trump. Yes, the Donald is back in the White House and already he's shaking things up, isn't he? He's certainly dealing with illegal immigrants. He's starting to deport them like he said he was going to. And this has got the EU rattled. They're a little bit rattled about it. They don't like it. Of course, we had the EU commissioners interfering in the American election last year, didn't we? When Elon Musk interviewed Donald Trump and they told him you can't interview him. Well, if that's not interfering, I don't know what is. You see, a perfect example of the EU not believing in free speech or democracy. Aren't we glad that we voted to leave like we did 5 years ago? Aren't we glad that we did? Mind you, it's no better now. Like I've just said, we got Starmer. He's, like I've said, he's cracking down on free speech. He doesn't like free speech. He hates it. But like I said, this is going to be trouble for the EU. Well, the EU commissioners, I'm going to run into a lot of trouble about this, but what can the people of the EU do? They can basically do nothing. They've just got to take it and be dictated to. But there's only so far that you can tell people what they can do and can't do, and then the people will react. And this is what's going to happen in this country as well, the UK. If Starmer is not careful, there's going to be a backlash against this lot. And you're going to find out, the EU and Starmer are going to find out the hard way of not to annoy the citizens of the EU and the people of this country. Well, anyway, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off. And remember, don't believe the lies.